Hey guys, welcome back to This Week in Housing for December 28th through January 3rd. Today I want to go over exactly what I expect to see happen in the housing market in 2021, but first I want to talk about what happened this past week. So the numbers. This week our agents took 176 new listings. We actually saw 156 properties go pending and closed on 183 transactions, leaving us with a total market inventory of 949 with a median price of $249,900, and the days on market is now at 66. So let's take a little bit of time today to talk about exactly what you should expect to see happen in the 2021 housing market. Because there's some economists that are telling you that prices are going to continue to go up and up and up, and there's others that are saying the exact opposite, that the market's about to crash, there's going to be a wave of foreclosures just like 2008, and as usual, the truth is going to lie somewhere in the middle. So let's talk for a second about what causes this appreciation and what causes a market crash so you can figure out where we're going to land. Appreciation on properties comes from low inventory, low interest rates, and expensive building material. And that's what we saw for the majority of 2020. Whenever COVID happened, a lot of people weren't comfortable listing their homes, so inventory went down. The government was really worried about what was going to happen in the economy, so they lowered interest rates to stimulate it. You hear about these stimulus packages coming out, and that was one way they were trying to keep money flowing through the economy. And then of course, whenever businesses were going up and down, labor was going up and down, things were crazy, building materials got more expensive as well, so new construction also slowed down. So if that's what it looks like to make appreciation happen, what creates a housing market crash? Well, in 2008, what it was appraisals not being backed by actual evidence of comps, which made it where they could just say the houses were worth whatever they wanted. Hyperinflation, which we are not seeing. We're seeing a lot of places that are not getting approved on from banks because it's not appraising for that, which is good. It's a safety net for the economy. But more importantly, what happened is this bubble crash from 2008 made people upside down in their homes. They lost about 25% of the equity in their home sometimes. And right now, only 3% of people who are homeowners owe more on their house than it's worth. So if we know that it's pretty resilient against the market crashing from that, that doesn't mean there's going to be no foreclosures, but it does mean there's going to be some. And what I want to draw your attention back to is when the COVID situation began, what a lot of people were referring to is, are we going to have one of those V-shaped recoveries where we go down and right back up? Or are we going to have a J or L-shaped recovery where it goes down and then takes a while to come back? Some people even talked about a W-shaped recovery where we go down, up, down again, and then finally recover. What's actually shown to be true is a K-shaped recovery. So what we're seeing is the market goes down, starts to come up some, and then the people who are doing well, like Amazon, big companies, their stuff goes to the moon. Whereas the people who are struggling, maybe working in the restaurant industry, not doing as well as they might like to, they're the ones who are back on that downward track. So as you can see that K split, what that tells you is the people who are struggling right now in the housing market are typically the first-time home buyers. They're the only ones who aren't going to have equity in their housing right now. So all 3% of the foreclosures you should expect to see are going to be on the lower priced inventory in the market. So it's really important for you to look at the 2021 housing market not just as what's happening in a whole, but more so what tier bracket based on the median price point are you actually sitting in, because both economists are right. The ones who are talking about a wave of foreclosures, that's going to come in the investment properties and the things like that that are being bought up by people who it's maybe their first time buying a home. And then the other people, they've already got the appreciation they needed. So if they're in a tight spot, will they go in foreclosure or would they just have the equity to relist? I trust you to use your best judgment. And then if you have any questions about what you should expect to see in your particular situation, I'd love to have a conversation with you soon. And if not, I'll talk to you next week on This Week in Housing.